The location of the Titanic and Immersive Voyage is found right here in Doraville, Georgia, at the Exhibition Hub Arts Center in Atlanta. Around this time frame, the Van Gogh The Immersive Experience is also located here as well. So if you'd like to check out both, feel free. Upon entering, you will also have your photo taken where the screen is. Once you go through the entire experience, you will also receive your free photo as well. It doesn't cost you anything. If you also have VIP pass, you will also be given that as well, and also a free audio guide as well. Similar to the Titanic Pigeon Forge, you will also be given a boarding pass of a random passenger. You'll find out if your passenger lived or died in the sinking of the Titanic. After you receive your stuff, you will also walk into the first room, which is basically the Titanic and popular culture room. This basically has relics from the 1997 movie and also posters of various Titanic movies inside as well, and also some key artifacts that's actually inside. Some of the movie stuff over here, movie props, such as the shoes that Rose wore in the flying scene. A couple of the prop cups over here. Movie box set. Does anyone know that guy Titanic on VHS guy that wants to try to set a world record? SOS Titanic movie poster over
get
here.
behind her.
And, oh wow.
we just did that. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See?
Now that's a familiar. Now that's a familiar name right there, David Warner.
I don't think she's not going to try to step up there.
I don't blame her. Do you?
Nope.
Yeah, he's gonna post pictures, I'm sure.
Yep. Jack's shirt from the movie. There it is. The shirt was worn by Leonardo DiCaprio's character Jack, but most of the movie Titanic, except for when he changes to a tuxedo for dinner in the first class. I go see the pinnacle. Film the ocean. Jack replica featured in James Cameron's Titanic. Trunk collectible over here. Maybe a movie photo trading cards. My Starlight sweater, screen worn by the crew members. Interesting enough. Somebody made a resin replica of the wreck itself. It's like someone made a 3D resin model of the wreck itself.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Call from the Titanic. And a whole library. The ship itself. And why does that look familiar? Oh yeah, Zed's got that. Couple relics here. We got the Wreckwood game spinner. It's a number spinner or scorekeeper cracked from cross-section furniture legs salvaged from the water after the Titanic sinking. Hand-carved bone pointers are fixed to the regularly replaced by a screw easily spun on down with a flick of the finger. Letter from Arthur G. on board the Titanic from Cherbourg on his crossing. And here's a piece of wood from the aft grand staircase. As we all know, the aft grand staircase was actually destroyed during the breakup. seas. Those with the Wilhelm Gustloff. Famous canard foldouts. You got the Mauritania. Well, it's actually Mauritania, as you can tell because of the cow vents. RMS Campania. Emotional brochure. Announcements from the 1888. Titanic announcement. Orange Telegraph. West Airline announcements. The next room you walk into, you are met with the huge Titanic builder's model of what the ship would look like. Basically, for the builder's model, it basically represents of how the ship is going to look like and how it's going to be built. It also gives traveling agents an idea of what the ship would look like and see what accommodations that the ship would also take on as well. Drawing room at Harlan Wolf Shipyard. As we look down here, we also have a burnt rivet up here. There's a photo card of the anchor. Slide. There's Thomas Wedding's wedding telegram. Photo of the Olympic at Southampton in 1935. Also the final seat of the Carpathia's built. Never seen this one before. And of course this huge, magnificent model right here. Here we also have some tools as well. Not bad around that time frame in Harlan Wolf Shipyard. Really like that level right there. There's that big wrench right here. RT Frost tools. Some of the signed work slips. At the end. Also a little piece of interactive stuff over here. This is a huge steel plates and rivets. Thousands of 1-inch thick steel plates were built to create Titanic's hull, and look at the size of this thing. Basically 1 inch. That's about how thick it is. I would lift it, but I need 2 hands for it. Titanic at the time of her launch. Really huge. I don't know if you can notice, but there's a worker up there, the forecastle deck. It gives you how huge of a perspective, how massive this ship is. are. We have some of the artifacts like this oak face carving. A recovered rivet. I believe that rivet was recovered on the day of the launch. That rivet right here, recovered on the day of the launch. I don't know how that fell out. Or they must have missed it. I think they missed it.
Very well be.
Here's a worker's contract. Thomas Andrews' official wedding photograph. The photograph that you saw behind the glass is the official wedding photo of Thomas and Elizabeth Andrews. The lady you see in this photo is Helen Riley Barber. She is the daughter of textile industrialist John Dory Barber and sister to the politician Sir John Melanie Barber, also known as Millie. These two would gain a child, a daughter, by the name of Elizabeth Law Barber Andrews, was born on 27th of November 1910.
The story of Titanic begins thousands of years before she set sail, when full snow formed as glaciers.
Over here we have construction photos from the outside. This one's the Olympic, this one's Titanic. These were these huge, massive steel plates that they used to build the ship. Here we have some more documents. We got this one over here bearing the signature of Thomas Henry Ismay. The birth certificate to the RMS Olympic. Transcript register. We got both the shareholders and the sale documents of the White Star Line. We possibly have the huge, oversized view of the Titanic itself. Side, top, front, overhead, underbody, half view.
It's the same. Is that 4 fins or 3 fins?
Good look. Well, the next room that we headed into is, of course, this departure day. Here's one of the another known photograph of the Titanic at Southampton. And also a maritime. Guess who this man is? Yeah, clear shot. There you go. And underneath that is the wine trolley.
The story of Titanic begins thousands of years before she set sail, when full snow
Of course, 10 minutes after leaving, Titanic ran next to the SSA of New York. Collision. And here's that huge grocery order. Remember what I discussed in my previous Titanic documentary about this? This is still a huge list. And compare that to the grocery list of a cruise liner today.
This may have helped keep business from stored. As the 1% of all icebergs break into the ocean, getting the 1912, the Gulf Stream ventured further south, allowing the icebergs to drift further south into the Atlantic Ocean, right into the
Olympic. Signal flags from the Olympic. Basically just telling her that she's on her sea trials. Purser's counter right here. And of course, this is the purser's window that came from the RMS Olympic. This is the real deal. And at the time Titanic left Cherbourg, she has 1,850 souls on board, and commanded Captain Smith. And look what we got here. The life ring from the SS Nomadic, which is designed by Thomas Andrews. And Nomadic served on the Titanic and stopped in Cherbourg because it was too large fit in Dockport. And as we know, the Nomadic is the last White Star liner in existence. Upon boarding, we are met with these doors that goes into the D-deck reception room. You can either go up the grand staircase or go to the left is the dining room. Plans of emergency stations for the RMS Olympic. And we know none of these cabins too open. The floors are creaky. I don't know why it's that. Floors are creaky in there. Well, what do we got here? One of my favorite view artifacts from the dining saloon area of the Immersive Voyage is this bugle that was once used by White Star Line crew member Percy William Fletcher. I'm sure you remember the scene that Molly Brown asked, "Why do they announce dinner like a damn cavalry charge?" So we got the Veranda Cafe and Alicante restaurant stuff over here. First class coffee pot. Chocolate cup right here. You know, I actually want to drink coffee out of there. Nice little creamer cup. And of course back there is the cafe cup and saucer. But of course, out of all the utensils they would have, of course they would have a cheese spoon out of all things. cars and a small sauce boat. Of course, we have some of the dinner plates over here. And of course, we got a dinner plate, first class, that would be found in the first class dining saloon. And also a dinner plate as well. And that's a ladle. Cool. And also a pickle fork, which is weird. That was amazing. Got some of the a la carte stuff over here. Chair from the a la carte restaurant. Statue you see in this photo is the Diana of Versailles or the Artemis statue. This statue would be positioned in the first class lounge on top of the fireplace. Now, as we all know, that the breakup point of Titanic was located around in the lounge area and destroyed this area of the ship. Now, however, surprisingly, that this Artemis statue actually did survive all the way down and not get crushed by it. The statue was discovered by Dr. Robert Ballard and it was actually forgotten, but around this time frame, luckily, just recently, that Titanic Honor and Glory did a dive down to the wreck of the Titanic, and they actually did found the statue that they thought was lost forever is actually still there. Now these are actually replicas, but this one is a real deal. Oh, there's the entryway, and there's one of the cherubs. What you see is the actual clock, which is called the Crowning Honor and Glory from the Titanic. Now, keep in mind that this is a replica, not the real thing, as we all know that the real thing was lost on the Titanic. The Crowning Honor and Glory, as you can actually see, the time is stopped at 2:20 a.m., which is symbolically the same time Titanic went under.
a pretty piece of furniture.
It is pricey in today's standards.
And it talks about privacy curtain over there and this over there, but I don't know like what privacy curtain we're talking about.
Probably went in between the bunks.
Yeah, but it's so small. It doesn't look like a privacy.
Now this is where it gets intense. The next video is keep out, shut up, I'm working cape race. Now here we are going into the iceberg collision and the sinking of the RMS Titanic. Now keep in mind that we're actually starting to get into the really serious stuff going in.
This watch is over. Repeat it then. First officer told us to look out for icebergs and clouds. No wind, no moon, full speed. Freezing up here. What's that? There. Oh my God, iceberg! Hit the bell! Come on, pick up, pick up. Iceberg, right ahead.
Even Mars was visible that night. At this point, I would have spotted by now. There's a piece of coal from the Titanic, and for those who don't know, I actually do
Yeah, I know.
have a piece of this.
It's supposed to be smoke.
Yeah. I know.
The massive boilers. I don't think these would close, but unfortunately somebody tried it over here. Spin there, spits back on you, it's too hot. Yeah. A couple of stuff missing. talk a little more about this. We'll talk a little more about this. I guess the deeper that we go down. And the biggest controversy of the sinking of the Titanic is that these gates, is that 97 that these gates right here are locked. And as you can see, these gates are meant for separation between first and third class passengers, second and third, and so on and so forth. These gates are actually open during the sinking to allow these to access. This is possibly the most violent place. guess that's where the theory they got with the Titanic breaking in one piece. You can see that stern control. Even though this came from the RMS Olympic, this is the captain's megaphone that was actually used to call back the half-filled lifeboats be filled with capacity. Unfortunately, none of those lifeboats were actually responded to the captain's orders except for lifeboat number 2. As we know this is a part of the exhibit, this is one of the 10 deck chairs that is still around to this very day. 14 of the Titanic's deck chairs were recovered from the wreck site. The next room that I walked into was the Titanic Memoriam Room. Now, this big room features these panes of plexiglass that features the 2,224 passengers and crew member that were either rescued or lost from the sinking of the RMS Titanic. Now, this is actually very similar to the concept at the Titanic Pigeon Forge Museum and in Branson, Missouri. Kind of similar to the one in Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, since I got Patrick Connors. Let's see. His name would be right around. Oh, bugger. My guy died.
Died too.
Bummer.
Oh, you're third class too.
Yep.
I mean, third class survived.
If you look at the numbers up on top, it tells you. Therefore, 172 were rescued. This document that you see here is the claims against the RMS Titanic. As we all know, the inquiries actually did provide the info about the Titanic sinking to the public, which actually led to claims against J.P. Morgan's Oceanic Steam Navigation Company. In this claim that you actually see, the family of third-class passenger Patrick Ryan sue the Oceanic Steam Navigation Company for its negligence in failing to provide Titanic's lookouts with binoculars. Up top, you actually see a Bruce Ismay's checkbook, which is basically claims against the White Star Line and its parent company, amounting to more than $16 million in damages, to which $664,000 was actually paid 4 years in a negotiated settlement. Now, although that Bruce Ismay actually did avoid disaster financially, his reputation was ruined. At the bottom of that, you can actually see the Capitals and Counties Bank Limited, which is basically the Titanic relief check. And this check was actually issued to the family of John Richard Jago Smith, a postal clerk who was lost in the sinking. Another documents are these discharge papers of the crew members that were actually on board the Titanic, as they were actually on board the Oceanic. Now, all these are actually certificates of discharge dating back to 1910. Now, if you're into the Titanic, there's another ship that I also do like to study, and that is the HMHS Britannic, along with one of my good friends, Jake Billy, who's also Britannic historian himself. Now, there are 3 familiar names that are on the HMHS Britannic, which is one is Miss Violet Costas Jessup, another is Lookout, and another one is Mr. Arthur John Priest. Now, all 3 of these have a huge Titanic connection with the HMHS Britannic, because that would be the next Olympic class liner they would all survive. And unfortunately for Mr. Arthur John Priest and Archie Jewell, their last ship they would be on together is the HMHS Donegal in the First World War, but unfortunately Archie Jewell would be killed in the sinking. Here we have the Odell family and the Lily Odell's handkerchief. Now, they also did photograph the RMS Titanic, so that way they can actually remember their time. But unfortunately, as they would know, they did learn about the sinking of the Titanic, and just like Father Francis Brown, they both got off safely in Queenstown, Ireland. There's an exhibit about Wallace Hartley, who is the bandmaster for the RMS Titanic. As we all know that he was the one that actually did lead the song Near My God to Thee, and as we all know that he did play the Methodist version. It's still up to debate whether it was either Near My God to Thee or Autumn was the last song played as the ship took her final plunge. Here we have a little bit of relics about Captain Edward J. Smith. In this one you can actually see a photo of him, and next to it is the Smith family serving dish. Here's a little pouch of metal dust from the Titanic's hull. Now this actually did help resolve a long argued debate into one of the potential causes of the sinking of the Titanic, and the remnants of a 1996 study at the University of Missouri-Rolla, which is now the present-day Missouri S&T, as this metal was actually taken from the hull of the Titanic, helped prove that her steel plates were brittle and a major contribution to the ship's ultimate demise. You could also write little Marconigrams on your experience of the Titanic and Immersive Voyage. Now, I decided to do 2 as well. And of course, I did put the date, which was October 6th of 2024. And also I did put my name, but I decided, you know what? I figure I'm not going to not only put my name, but also represent the History Inside a Nutshell and also the Historic Travels Discord servers during my time.